Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jake from TNJ, and I just had to show you guys this. This is pretty much laughable. Look at this. So FCS West upsets North Carolina. I mean, this is like insane. I mean, this doesn't even happen. I mean, how can this even happen? Look, this is like, to compare this is a 90 overall team losing to literally like a 51 overall team. Like this is the equivalent. Like it doesn't make sense. And I mean, how did they lose this game? I mean, these guys don't even have names. Look, it says wide receiver number 15, 64-yard pass from quarterback number 18. Like, they don't even have names. Like, that's how horrible they are. And I mean, if we look at UNC's player stats, look, their quarterback threw 3 interceptions, 16 completions, 43 attempts. I mean, just insane. So I mean, I guess it happens, but it's just crazy to see that happen. So looking at the top of the standings here, we're going up against Michigan at the Big House, and this is gonna be a very, very tough game. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be very, very tough to win on the road with this schedule. I mean, it's gonna be tough to go undefeated. If we do, that's great, but I mean, these games are going to be so tough for us. So let's look at our matchup versus Michigan. Kirk Herbstreit this time is picking Michigan, number 8, so we're finally ranked number 23. And we are number 1 in points per game, though. We put up 63 in the first game, but let's look at them. So they're number 7 in pass offense, number 12 in pass defense. So they probably have a bunch of corners who are ball hawks. So let's actually look at their top players so far. Let's see what they did. They've only played 1 game. So McCaffrey looks like he threw for 4 touchdowns and 1 interception there. Running back ran for 110 yards. But look at the receiver, Martindale, 187, 2 touchdowns. But they did play FCS, though. So I'm not putting much credit into that just because they didn't play a real team. But let's hop into this game, man. This is going to be a tough matchup. I can't lie. This is going to be a tough matchup. Let's look at their rosters, though. Let's look at their roster before hopping into this. Make sure you guys, before I look at this roster, make sure you guys hit that like button. We're trying to hit as many likes as we can on these videos, man. We got to make sure we get those likes in. But looking at Dylan McCaffrey, this guy is 98 overall, so he's going to be the best player on the field when they're on the offensive side. So 98 throw accuracy, so he's about to be accurate as ever. He's a senior. And I mean, let's look at that receiver he was throwing to, because that guy had a lot of receiving yards. Alex Martindale, so he's 84 speed only, so we don't expect good thing I looked at this, because now we don't expect them to go over the top, really. I don't know, see how Jeter or Waters can get burnt on the outside, but he's got 98 route running, so he's going to be running some crisp routes. And Williams looks like he's 93 speed, so he's our fastest receiver. So let's hop into this action, man. Let's go. So we are at the Big House here, and we're underway. Amon Watkins feels the first kickoff, and look at the blocking that time set up by our return team, setting up great field position to start this game. And coming onto the field is that man, Alex Brown. He had 5 touchdowns in the opener, so this game is going to be hopefully no different. So Albert Vick leads this offense back out onto the field. Here he is running here, picking up a good gain that time. So facing a 3rd and 10 early on in this game, this time calling out the signals and finding Jackson Lindahl that time on the curl route. So nice throw, nice accurate throw that time on 3rd down. So now Alex Brown getting the carry up the middle for 8 yards. And on a 3rd and goal, we have a great first opening drive of this game, and Michigan is going to be down 7-0 early on in this game. But McCaffrey, he's got accuracy. Remember, he's an accurate quarterback, as his receiver Blake Williams pretty much just destroys Jeter on that one. So now facing a 1st and 10, look at that accuracy, finding Eric Robinson across the middle. So McCaffrey's going under center a lot. You know, they run that pro style offense, but they're just dropping back, finding guys early on in this game, not even running the ball too much. And here's McCaffrey doing it himself, getting a nice 9-yard gain, scrambling this time. So now facing a 3rd and 4 inside the 20-yard line. McCaffrey's going to face a blitz and get it away before taking the sack. So we do get them to attempt the field goal, and that one is going to be good for Michigan. So they do get 3 points on the board to start this game. So now Alex Brown, back out on offense, and here he is picking up a nice game after a pretty good return by Amon Watkins. Gets us close to the 50-yard line, but trying to throw a screen pass to him. This time it doesn't work. The speed of the Michigan defense is there to stop it. So on a 3rd and 9, we try to find Kevin Oliver wide open, but Albert Vick somehow overthrows him. That could have been a touchdown, and we had to punt the ball away. So here is McCaffrey back on offense, finding his tight end, Clarence Gunn, on that one. And here is Gunn one more time open, and he's going to get close to about the 50-yard line. And he's been kind of a matchup nightmare for us in this game so far. He's gotten a few passes, but look at McCaffrey giving the arm to Vince Cohen and straight up disrespecting him and his family on that one. And now McCaffrey leads this offense back across the 50, but Red Johnson is there for the interception. He's going to take this one in for the touchdown. And if you paid attention, there was a guy wide open across the middle if he would have waited a second longer, but he gets rushed, throws to the crosser, and Red Johnson is there for the interception. And that's going to be a 14-3 lead here early on in this game for Marquette. So Michigan comes back out. Finally, they're starting to run the ball with the 11-yard rush to Samuel that time. So now facing a 3rd and 7, trying to test Red Johnson once again. I'm surprised he threw there. That throw had to be absolutely perfect. And you know, with that 98 accuracy, it's going to be on the money. So McCaffrey drops back one more time, finding his receiver Martindale on a 3rd and 3 for the 17-yard reception this time. So now Michigan is inside the red zone, giving it to Samuels. Vince Cohen's trying to get out there, but look at the block by the fullback. What a block that time, and he gets out for a marvelous block for the touchdown to clear the path. And that is going to be a 14-10 lead here for Marquette. And we haven't done too much throwing deep. We haven't got too many big gains through the air, but you know, it's worked for us up to this point, getting these short passes as we throw the ball over the middle to Jackson Lundahl. And Jackson Lundahl is doing great in his first year on the outside so far. He's doing pretty good. I like what he's bringing. But facing a 3rd and 6 this time, Marcus Sullivan's going to get in this time. And he's actually the 3rd string tight end. I actually have him lined up as. He sometimes gets on the field, and that time he gets a reception. So speaking of tight ends, on a play action, Ben Miller gets open across the middle, and that's going to be a touchdown for Marquette. And that's going to be the score going into halftime, 21-10. So now Michigan takes back over, and they've been under center this whole game. But I mean, McCaffrey is just deadly accurate, finding Gunn once again. Gunn gets a 22-yard reception, and we got to cover this tight end, man. We gotta stick to him. But here's McCaffrey trying to roll out, but this time slides before the first down marker. So now facing a 3rd and 4, McCaffrey's gonna drop back under center one more time, and who else but Clarence Gunn's gonna get the reception again, and that is gonna be another first down here for Michigan. But on the couple plays later, McCaffrey's gonna get swallowed up this time by Hunter Greggs on the sack. So now facing a 3rd and 13, McCaffrey's going to drop back one more time, this time trying to get it to Gunn again, but Vince Cohen's there for the almost interception, and that is going to make them settle for a field goal, but it's going to be wide. So Marquette takes over this time, back in our own territory. Now facing a 3rd and 8, Albert Vick's going to have nobody to throw to, going to roll out right, but it's going to be a sack for Tom Hurd in this Michigan defense. So now Michigan has a chance to come down and make up for that last drive where that missed field goal, and he gets it out to Williams from McCaffrey, and he breaks a couple of tackles, but he does step out, so he does lose a little bit of field position. So now Michigan takes back over, and McCaffrey's doing his thing leading this offense, but this time giving it to Samuels, and this time he's going to get swallowed up in the backfield. So now close to the 50-yard line, facing a 3rd and 10. McCaffrey's going to find Williams across the first down. Where is the pass rush on that one? No pass rush to speak of, not too much up to this point. And facing a 1st and 10 now inside the red zone, finding Blake Williams on the outside that time. But now 2nd and goal, McCaffrey's going to hand the ball off to Johnson, and Johnson, the backup running back, is actually going to break away from Vince Cohen and stumble into the end zone for the touchdown. So that's going to be now a 4-point lead only for this Marquette offense, for this team. But on the ensuing kickoff, Amon Watkins, I mean, the blocking on special teams this season in the first 2 games is just magical. Already clearing up a lot of lanes and so many yards on these kickoff returns so far this year, and I credit that to the special teams unit, and they're doing their thing this year, and it's going to be another touchdown on the board. So Michigan takes back over, and here they are getting Samuels involved in the running game heading into the fourth quarter. So now they're facing a 1st and 10, down by 11 points here. And they try him one more time on the outside, but this time Vince Cohen isn't going to let this one go through his hands. He picks this one off, keeping his feet in bounds and everything, and that's going to be another interception for this Marquette defense. And Alex Brown coming back out, running the ball, taking a big hit, but he's holding on for the first down. But facing a 2nd and 2 this time, Albert Vick's going to roll out right, avoid the pressure, and throw to Ben Miller on the outside for a 5-yard gain. So 1st and 10 now at the 40-yard line. He's going to try to throw to Alex Brown on the wheel route, but he throws it a bit too late. Woods with the interception. He's going to run it back to about the 30-yard line, so that's going to spell disaster. And Albert Vick doesn't even have 100 yards passing in this game, and he's already thrown an interception into the fourth quarter. So now here comes McCaffrey back out on offense, giving the ball to Samuels this time, and the counter straight up fakes out Vince Cohen. He over pursues, and that's going to be another touchdown, and they're going to go for 2, make it a 3-point game, and they throw it to the receiver Martindale over the middle, and that's going to be 2 points for Michigan, and it's going to be a 3-point gain. But now we're just trying to milk this clock, giving it to Alex Brown up the middle, another 9-yard carry. And this offensive line is doing work up to this point. Look at that block by the pulling guard, getting the outside linebacker on that one. And Alex Brown's going to have an open lane for another 27-yard gain that time. So now we're just moving the ball, milking the clock. You see the play clock down to 3, down to 2, and we're going to run the ball. And this time Alex Brown is going to pick up some great blocking, have a good, wide running lane to run through, and that's going to be a touchdown. But now there's 2 minutes left in this game. Michigan can still come back, but look at the blitz we send by Harris on that one, stopping McCaffrey that time from throwing the ball. But on a 2nd and 17, he throws it up for grabs, and that one is going to be caught by the receiver. Look at that, over 2 defenders. Nice catch that time, but maybe a little bit of luck on that one. So now, I mean, McCaffrey's doing his thing, getting it to Gunn one more time, and Gunn breaks a couple of tackles, and he gets in for the touchdown, a 50-yard reception. Could this be a miracle comeback from Michigan here? So they have one more shot, an onside kick, and they cannot get it. Jack Kleck on the recovery that time, and that is going to be the game, and we're gonna go on and win this one by 3 points by the skin of our teeth. I mean, we held on till the very end, but look at Albert Vick, doesn't even get 100 yards passing in this game. Albert Vick pretty much carries Alex Brown actually pretty much carries us to this victory, 154 yards on the ground. And I mean, I credit this a lot to the play of Red Johnson with that pick 6. He had some crucial tackles. It was hard to contain McCaffrey. He was deadly accurate this whole game. It was hard to stop him, but our defense did hold up, get a couple of turnovers, and we barely held on. So we know this schedule is going to be tough going forward because we're going into conference play next week, going up against Auburn. So you know it's going to get real for us. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Stay tuned for this series, and let's get it, man. This is the start of going to be a long season. We're finally ranked, finally giving us the respect we need, but we upset Michigan on the road. So stay tuned. Let's go.